There you go.
All right. Oh, you see my bedroom slippers on.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay? Okay.
Shoe cam. Shoe cam.
What's up, everyone? This is your girl, Skin Deep. Welcome to Make It Make Sense.
What's up, y'all? You already know it's your boy DJ Inspector. I'm here. Let's do it.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. So tonight we're going to have one of our most loyal viewers, most, I wouldn't say opinionated, but what would you call it?
He just definitely has stuff to say.
Yes.
That's all.
His name is
Loyalty.
Jay Loyalty, but I call him Preacher Teacher because that man can preach and he can teach, okay? So he's going to be joining us shortly. He's going to be bringing us some topics that we can make sense of, and this is going to be pretty fun. All right, let's see if I can get him on here. All right, so we're gonna wait for him to join us shortly. How's your week been?
It's been alright. It's been a week. You know what I'm saying? It's been normal, regular week. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing exciting. One thing that I would like to make sense of, though, that I noticed is it me or have people been like taking things too much to heart lately? Have you been experiencing that?
Well, it is a full moon out,
Okay.
so that could very well be why. But maybe so, because I think I've been kind of taking things a little bit to heart too much lately, so that could very well be true. Let's see, I'm gonna bring this camera just a little bit closer. Wait, okay. What's up, Loyalty? Where did he go? What's up, Biovent Movie? Thank you for joining. Preacher Teacher! Welcome, Gibby!
What's up, going, lovely people?
Let me make sure the volume is on point here. Welcome!
Justice for tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
How y'all doing? How was y'all weekend, and how's the week been so far?
It'd be better if I had $1 million.
I don't even need so much, but you'll take that
You know, actually, I probably would disagree with that, because I'm saying the more money, the more problems. So you probably have more problems if you get $1 million.
True. Very true.
Yeah, so.
Very true.
Yeah, man, but it can solve a lot of problems, though, so I'm with you.
It can. Especially
Definitely,
with this
definitely.
crazy pandemic going on.
I know. For real. It's, whew, let's hopefully at some point we find where we can come to some type of normalization, you know?
Definitely.
But
I say this every Tuesday night, but I really mean it. I'm so over this thing now. Like, I'm so ready for this to be behind us. But it seems like it's taking its time to go away. Everybody keeps saying, oh, it's not going away anytime soon. You know, but I'm just over it. I can't stand wearing these masks every time I have to go to a store. It's just annoying. It's just so annoying. Everything's already opened up, so why keep limitations? Just let everything open up then.
Well, I mean, that's a good question and certainly a reasonable concern to have. But I think you have to think beneath the surface.
Okay.
Because everyone right now is operating from what's called a mechanical mindset. And the mechanical mindset that they're operating from is that they're used to having things normal. The hardest thing for a human mind is for it to literally change from one behavior to another, right?
Very true.
So it is the complexity in adapting to this new norm that is making people so anxious. But then COVID is real. We understand that. My concern I have with it is that I feel like we would have been closer to some type of normalization if more people would comply.
Sure. Absolutely.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even healthcare professionals have stated clearly that they themselves don't know about this thing. They're just learning themselves. So there's so much things to learn from this thing. In fact, there are 3 stages to the COVID. The first one is asymptomatic. The second one is pre-symptomatic, and the other is symptom. The most dangerous one you can ever think of is asymptomatic, because it's where those people that are affected fully, but they're not exhibiting any sign or symptoms. So you don't know. It's like a healthy person walking around with HIV.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Then the second step is pre-symptomatic. That's where you may come in contact with an individual that before they start exhibiting symptoms, you have contact with them. And then third is where you have symptoms. So symptoms we all can appreciate, because we can tell, say, boy, that person is sick and I'm stay far from them, right?
Right, absolutely.
That's why I always say to people that the temperature check on these things, not always 100%.
Sure.
Simple, because if you come in contact with someone that's asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic, it can pose a bigger problem. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Then final, those people that are asymptomatic, after they're able to get over the COVID, they are what they call like underlining effect. It's like footprints. So you ever notice when you go on certain internet website, your browser pick up certain footprints, and you could tell that you were there? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what's happening, because unfortunately, I too have a family member, close family member. My brother passed away from this, right? And appreciate it. It was not he passed away from the COVID, you know. He passed away from the underlying aftermath, because what COVID does, it leaves information in the body. And the information that it leaves in the body, it creates blood clot. And that's why most people are dying from heart attack and stuff like that.
Damn.
You know, so, and
it might be time for a lot of people to get that food grade hydrogen peroxide and put a few drops in the water and drink it. I've tried that recently, and let me tell you,
yeah,
it's a holistic thing.
Right.
Let me tell you, I feel a big difference. But you know, peroxide helps to fight, you know, bacteria in the body, inflammation, all kinds of things. But this,
right,
you can actually put a few drops in your water. It's a schedule that you have to follow to make it effective and not so crazy. But
right,
it works. I feel
gotcha.
I've been feeling pretty amazing.
Understandable. Well, yeah, are you there?
I'm sorry, we got paused for a second.
No problem. You're
Repeat
good.
that? I'm sorry.
Yes, what I was saying is that I personally don't like to speak to anything that I cannot intelligently talk about.
Okay.
And I don't have full knowledge and understanding of that product. So I wouldn't necessarily say yeah or nay. It may be helpful, but I don't know about it personally. You know? Okay. Yeah, that it's not something I'm familiar with. You know what I mean?
Got you.
But I mean, it may be helpful, because
We're having some technical difficulties here. I'm so sorry.
No, man, you're all right. No, you're fine. Don't worry.
I saw something on the home screen, so when it does it again, look on the home screen and see what that was. I think it was like some night move or something. I saw like a little.
Let's do not disturb. Okay. We keep rolling with the punches.
Yeah, man, of course. Those things are gonna happen. That's cool.
What's up, MD Watt? Top ranking. Yes. Bloop. So, preacher, teacher, introduce yourself. That's my nickname for you, but that's not really your name that people can just easily call you by. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, no problem. So, Jay, in the outside world, Spec, you know what they call me, Jay Murder, but
Jay Murder.
But don't let me school, you see?
Don't let me school you, right? You see?
You got a whole different perception.
Right,
Just
right.
you heard that, no.
Okay, Jay Murder, because you be murdering the preaching and the teaching.
No.
Yes, okay, I see.
Exactly. Well, or you call me preacher, teacher. Jay is fine for me. just I'm a simple person. I have a wealth of knowledge in areas such as the healthcare field. I would never give any credit to one universities because I've attended a few, but because of the collective cause, as far as different universities in which I have attended, I've had the opportunity to acquire several knowledge and independent knowledge in other areas. But my personal focus is medicine.
Okay. What kind of medicine?
So currently a student in DO as far as Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
Okay.
All right. So just, it's the same as an MD. Unfortunately, the only difference that is actually separating both is where you have, they practice what's called OMP. And OMP is the osteopathic manipulative practice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where the spine is used sometimes to let off normal or natural endorphins to help heal the body. But, instead of getting into a great ordeal of that, I'm addicted to knowledge and I'm allergic to ignorance. That's all.
All right, Doc. And what up, Doc?
So, as anyone had asked, so I am a student physician. I'm not a licensed physician, not yet, but I'm a student physician, which is still studying, obviously. And at some point, I'm looking to at least have my own practice. Pediatrics is one area that I'm looking to explore. If not, hopefully at some point, neuro is my second choice.
Okay.
So that's where I am with that. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have someone, ears to the streets. What's up, boo? She said, great show. Thank you so much. And she said, key and a brain. Yeah, he's got it all. He's got it all. Preacher teacher, AKA Doc.
So yeah, that's a little bit about me. As far as me, Inspect know me. I'm one individual that's one of the most humblest individuals I'll ever come across. All right. I like to be humble. My mother used to say, humble cow suck the most milk. So that's it. I mean, I'm here. I'm an open book. If there's anything you'd like to know, just ask. I'm open,
All right. Well, I'm so grateful because you always come on. Maybe not from the very beginning, but ever since you found out about Make It Make Sense, you always come on. You leave some good comments. I mean, that last week, you were going in with the whole ADHD, talking about where's the test? Is there a test for it? Can you prove it? Oh my God, you were going in. But I love your commentary. You get really, really deep. And you really, you say some really thought-provoking things. So I really appreciate. Super appreciate.
Right.
But,
no, you're welcome. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
No, I said, no, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay. Oh, anytime. So what have you been trying to make sense of lately? Anything?
It's funny. Yeah, well, put it this way. I have Spec also know this because I've known Spec. How long have we known each other now, Spec? Forever?
About 15, 17 years.
Yeah, about that long. I've known Spec for a very long time, and I've had the opportunity to explore different avenues. And one of those avenues happened to be just my passion for helping people. And I'm not just saying helping like, yeah, man, I buy you a sandwich, or yeah, man, I buy you a drink. No, as far as areas to which I feel like can most improve their life. So what I'm trying to make sense of, because I also have some knowledge in financing, and I've been helping a lot of people to understand the credit world. And what I cannot make sense of is, why is it that African Americans are the very last set of people who are willing to take steps to put their credit in shape?
Well, I think that goes back to colonialism.
Okay.
It's that system that's never gone away. It's the system of, the system wasn't designed for minorities to elevate. This is my personal opinion. It just wasn't designed for us to elevate at all. And, what better way to teach us how to keep ourselves in a hole, rather than educate, make sure we're educated to be able to uplift ourselves and have financial freedom like non-minorities do. Right.
I can absolutely agree with that. I mean, I can't make sense of it. I would love to, truthfully.
I think
But
there's a combination of things, because my opinion, right, is
mhm,
I think it's like I guess you would say like a domino effect or a trickle down effect or something like that. Because
mhm,
if you think about it, logically speaking, no person who, for the most part, anybody who has the means to pay for their bills in totality and live a comfortable life, I don't think a person is going to willingly and just upfront not want to do it for no reason. You understand? And I think that what happened is that, going back to what you just said, when you tie into the fact of how the system is set up against minorities, against certain people in certain situations, XYZ, and then when you add on top of that the leverage or the space, because the
mhm.
space that is given is also a trap too when you really think about it, because when you think about it, with certain demographics of people who are in certain situations, i.e., I have $100 in my bank account, and it's either I pay this credit card with the $100 bill or I buy food because I can pay the credit card later or in 2 weeks or something. When you
Right.
couple all of that together, it makes it a whole situation that's designed to keep people who are at a certain level or in certain situations in those certain situations there.
I mean, I can agree with that because from my estimation, based on what I have observed, not just with us, but with people on a whole,
Yeah.
I think there are two emotions that drive people to do things. And those two emotions are inspiration or desperation.
True.
Okay? So, in light of what you just said, Speggy, that is very much correct. However, I can't compartmentalize that area with the area that I have of concern. For example, if a person have $10 and you have a bill due and you have to put food on your table, I would want you to put food on your table also. But I feel like it is the preemptive decisions that are made prior to getting yourself into that level, right? What I mean by that is that if better choices were made and better discipline had been exercised, then you would not have to be operating from a place of desperation,
Now,
right?
which is completely true, and I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where I think that uh, part that makes it difficult is
Mm-hmm.
also just what you said. It I want to kind of say that with everything tied to what I said before, that same thing, the knowledge, the discipline, the all of that information, all of that is not given easily to individuals in certain demographics and in certain positions. You understand? It's like, put it this way, and that's in layman terms. What that means is the children that are going to schools in the ghettos and in the inner city areas and the black schools or whatever you want to call it.
Or have
There's
non-supportive
not right.
parents.
There's nobody teaching them. Oh, save your money and do you this and do you that and credit is important and this is that, and we not getting none of that. But when you drive up the road and you go up in Beverly Hills, you have a little one, even if it's just a little somebody that they even give a position to. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah.
Because
Right,
that's
right.
even something that somebody will create a job for. Oh, you have this big money school in the big money area with the big rich white people, whatever you want to put it, whatever. Yeah, we also have as an added bonus someone who motivates and coaches life skills or proper savings techniques, because this school is good on money and we about teaching higher education and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it goes back to, you know, the level of education that's starting in the home. And some of these homes don't have that or don't know how to get that.
Okay, so here's where my concern comes in. No, you both have great points, and I absolutely agree. I cannot disagree one bit. So I do agree, but here's where my concern comes. Here's where it comes from. My concern comes from, I think, my people, because I'm in love with my people. I love my black man, love my fellow, my brothers. I love my black people. I love my black people to death.
Yes.
You understand?
Beautiful.
In fact, that is one of the main reasons why I try to find ways to improve the mindset of individual. But there is a saying that I heard, and the saying says, the problem that black people have is that we spend money we don't have to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't even like.
True.
Okay?
True.
Think about that for a second.
True.
The second thing is, I also did a workshop. And when I said that, I can tell you, I can close my eyes and tell you anything about the credit world because I have a minor in financing. Okay? And I've worked as a credit specialist for quite some time. All right? I've done homework simply because I understand that the importance of credit is far more important than most things in this country. Right? And I had this community that I offered service for. And this community is in Miami. It's an apartment complex. And in that apartment complex, it have about 142 units. Units in them. And property manager say, yeah, man, please, you know, you've helped me with my credit. I think you'll be a great asset to a lot of people there that needs help, right? So I say, yeah, man, kind of busy, but I'm going to make some time, right? So I did that. Schedule it like 2 weeks in advance. Put them out, mailbox, door, whatever. And off that 142 units, how many people did you think show up? Take a wild guess.
4.
Okay, what you say, Michelle?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5. Okay, 3 people.
Oh God.
So I wouldn't necessarily go along the lines of knowledge is not available, because knowledge can be. It's just that some people refute it because change is more deadlier to them than most things. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing this to your doorstep. And with me bringing this to your doorstep and you're not even willing to partake in it. Truthfully, and again, I don't get involved in those Ponzi scheme where, yeah, man, I'll help you fix your credit and this and that. No.
Oh, that's
what I'm giving
scheme?
you.
That's a Ponzi scheme?
We'll put it this way.
All right. Before you get into that, let me lead you into that because that's a next thing I was going to say because I think a big, unfortunately, even though credit and that whole system and situation is so important, I think that a big problem for people such as yourself that you run into is the dark stigma that comes with it.
Okay. Which is what?
Basically that 99% of anything that you see related to credit repair and credit this and that is some kind of scam. Which we all know it's a stigma, it's a thing that's associated with it. I mean, I'm just saying I'm pretty sure that is a big part and has a big effect on why people really don't take trying to repair it or take the situation serious, even though it is serious, even though it's something that is important.
You mean to tell me Lexington Credit Repair just took my money and that was a scam? Money back.
Skin deep. Hold on. You're trying to get me implicated into things I don't need to be implicated. No, I'm not saying that. So in fact, and let me clear up my stance because I like to be very responsible with my words.
Okay.
Because we talk about interpretation and interpolation. You understand?
Wait,
we don't have to touch
interpolation, please.
So interpretation is basically someone may interpret this conversation for what it is.
Right.
But then you have a few that may have an interpolation. And interpolation is where they begin to use inserts and excerpt from other experiences in their life to accompany this to come up with a conclusion.
Got it.
You understand?
Okay.
So that's interpolation.
So interpolation is actually the healthier of the two.
Huh?
No.
Interpretation is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interpolation is where people are using. Well, you know what? Let me say it all depends on the context in which
Right.
they are both being exercised.
Okay.
It
all depends.
It's like a situation. Put it this way. It's like, let's say something like fire, right? Interpretation is like we're just having a general conversation about fire. Just talking about some fire. Hey, talking about some fire. Talking about some fire. But interpolation would be a whole situation where, let's say we're talking about the fire, but I'm here telling you about how bad fire is because, you know, maybe my experience where I lit a match and put my finger on it and it burned the crap out of me. So now I'm mad. I'm mad that fire burnt the crap out of me, even though I lit a match and took my finger and put my finger on there like, oh, let's see.
Right. So he got it. Right.
I'm coming at you, telling you, oh no, fire is bad because fire is gonna jump up and burn you. Nah, it ain't that fire gonna jump up and burn you. Nah, that's that good.
Yeah. So yeah. Right, button nail. So yeah. So that's interpolation. And like I said, depending on the context in which it's being used, you know, it may be healthy or maybe unhealthy. What I would say about this, there are a lot of folks out there that use a credit repair system to their advantage.
Right.
And yes, a lot of people have been damaged because of that. I don't know anything about Lexington Law. In fact, I have actually spoke with a couple of people who are using Lexington Law, and I've given them better understanding of the system, and they realize that you don't have to pay somebody to do your credit, you know.
Yeah. You can do it yourself.
In fact, correct. One of the main reasons why I personally don't get into it anymore, it is because I realize that people become lazy. Because in the credit repair world, what you have is, if someone is repairing your credit, 9 out of 10 times you are going to be getting correspondent in the mail. The person that is repairing repairing your credit, those correspondent needs to get to them as quickly as possible. Because it's almost everything is on a time span. And time is of the essence, right?
Right.
So when you delay those process, unfortunately, it's almost like you're starting all over again. And that adds to the process because folks are just not engaged as they need to be. No, I've always said, whatever information I give, it is 100% free. I don't charge. You can't pay me to do it, but I will tell you exactly what you need to do if you're willing to do it for yourself.
Love that.
Fair enough.
Bottom line.
That's
community.
That's community right there.
Exactly.
And you know, that there's nothing wrong with that. And if you really think about if more of the world and more people could do that, how
we would be
better.
Yes.
We could be.
Talk about alignment and harmony with our people.
Correct.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
Would be amazing.
So I think that's what we're missing out on.
Oh.
People don't understand the basics of credit. In fact, truth be told, I can tell you something right now that may shock you. The average person out there may say, well, owning a house or owning a car is the most important piece of credit that they can have. And yes, man. And I personally would disagree. Because the most important piece of credit you can ever be a part of or own is a credit card.
Oh, what are you talking about? Yeah.
But in fact, people teach you the difference. No, don't get a credit card. It's going to put you in debt. No, don't get a credit card. You know, it's just a way to trap you. No, don't get a credit card. But those are absolutely not correct. In fact, I would agree if you do not know how to use a credit card, you have no business owning one.
But if you know what you're doing,
because
you discipline yourself.
When you own a home and you pay off for your home, your credit score will drop.
Oh.
When you own a car,
rewind that. Say that again.
So when you buy, no problem. So when you buy your home,
because you're not no payments on nothing no more, so it ain't got nothing to make it bop.
So the trick,
not only that,
the trick. Okay, so we're making it make sense now. We get into the root. So the thing with credit is, in order to build it up, you gotta have something so that you gotta keep just making a payment on every freaking month.
Yeah, you gotta.
Because once you own something and it's paid off, that doesn't do anything.
And really and truly, and all you do is when you make the payment, whatever payment you making, just notate it. Or usually most of the time when you get a bill for something and it's like asking you about the payment, even if you're gonna pay $100, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're gonna pay, or if you can pay a little bit more, just make sure that you're paying something on the principal. Just keep paying on your principal, and you know what I'm saying, help you.
Well, and in theory, that is accurate, and we wish people would follow that, because you're right, Specky. That's the most basic and simplest form to put it. You're right. But what people have to understand, the reason why your score dropped after you pay off for a home or pay off for a car, it is because what you have is the account is now closed. You no longer have business with that bank or that financial institution, right? So it closes. Now, the problem we have with that is considered an installment credit line. What you need to have is a revolving credit line. The difference is an installment credit line, you get a loan, you have a certain amount of payment monthly, you pay that exact amount all the way until that loan is paid for. Once you're done paying for it, the account closes. Thank you for your business. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Now it closed. However, a revolving credit is whenever you have a credit line and each time you pay them the money that you use, that amount becomes available to you again.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
So now you're talking about having a revolving credit, a credit card, or a personal line of credit. Not a loan, personal line of credit. And that kind of show you the big, you know what I'm saying? The difference in how to maneuver these things.
Guess it's going to be time for me to go shopping soon. Go shopping at Victoria's Secrets. God damn it.
But to what Specky said, though, I have to definitely give him credit for that, because a lot of people don't understand the basics. And the basis of credit is so important, because if you don't know what your credit or your score and how it is comprised, then absolutely you should not be using it. Like he said, pay a little bit of money upon the principal, and that's accurate, because in the credit world you have a thing that's called the credit algorithm. And the algorithm is based on how your credit makeup is stored with the credit bureaus, right?
Got it.
So the algorithm says your credit score range anywhere from 3 to 850 points, right? And that being said, 35% of your credit would basically be your payment. The other 30%, it is literally the amount you owe. So that's 65% right there. Then you have 15% that's based on the length of your credit. Then 10% is the mixture of credit, and the other 10 is based on the mixture of credit and the length of credit you have. See what I'm saying? So when you put those algorithms together, the two biggest part that you should always have a better understanding with, it is the amount you owe and you're paying on time. That is 65% of your credit. If you can own those pieces, the rest is easy to come.
Wow. Okay. Damn, I'm going to have to request my free credit report tomorrow. First thing in the morning when the rooster crows. That's pretty much that. But yeah, but
it's not a
sense. Like this conversation. Like, listen, when we first started with this topic, it was hard to make sense of it. But talking about it, it made sense.
Right. Exactly.
Sense. It makes so much sense. It really does. It really does. I honestly feel like now, after having this conversation, I know how to handle things with my credit with a better mind frame now. I feel like my mind is more open with it, you know?
Right. That's good. And I will literally caution everyone that is out there seeking some type of credit repair service. If you are smart enough to repair your credit, that's amazing. But I caution you to take one more step. Do not just pay someone to repair your credit,
Okay.
but make sure that person is willing to teach you how you repair your credit.
Yeah. And to keep
Because
yeah.
there you go. As a kid growing up, I was always told, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for one day.
Yeah. Teach them how to
But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
That's what's up. I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like to eat
So
too.
You're a troublemaker, you know that. Yeah, but as it relates to the credit world, that's what I want to make sense of. Right now, like I said, I encourage people to go out and get their credit taken care of.
Yes.
Because with the present climate, with the pandemic, it is it's deemed a little bit more easier to get these things resolved because most collection companies are still not full staff. And even though we're currently in a pandemic, the law doesn't change. The FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, states that a credit bureau or creditor should only and at all time publish 100% of accurate information for you, which means your name, your address, your date of birth, account number, etc. Those information has to be accurate. If it is not accurate, it's a violation of federal guidelines. That's one. Two, if you contact a credit bureau, and I always suggest for people to contact credit bureaus or a creditor in writing, because a lot of times these collection agencies, they are literally trained to do two things: get you to confirm your name and your address. Once they do that, you've just identified that this is your debt.
Oh, so if I give them a wrong address, I'm good?
Don't talk to them at all.
Don't talk to them.
Don't talk to them at all.
Not only that, but they are also trained and taught to use manipulative words and phrases to fear you into think that further legal action is taken against you, even though it hasn't reached that point.
Those things actually are not legal in the state of Florida. That is correct. That is manipulative practice. In fact, that is illegal.
It is illegal.
If you ever get a call like that, you should report it.
Speaking of, it is illegal.
Right.
I hear that Discover credit card goes after people and takes them to court when they don't get paid their
So give me 2 seconds and I'm gonna explain to you the difference, because you're right. Is it possible that a creditor can sue you for a debt?
Absolutely.
Yes. But can they use suing you as a scare tactic to collect a debt? No. No. They cannot do that. And if they do, it's illegal.
Like when they call you and they tell you, oh, we've received your file on our desk and all of that. No.
Right. So I always caution people, you don't need to talk to the creditor at all.
Okay.
You don't need to have a conversation. I don't know who you're looking for. Have a good day. Bye. Click. No conversation.
Just tell them they have the wrong number?
I mean, I'm not going to tell you to lie, but I'm just going to, I try to be as much integrity about myself as possible, but at the same time, giving people an opportunity to protect themselves the right way. So just say, I don't know what you're talking about. Basically, have a good day. Because 9 out of 10 times the debt they're collecting are so old. And here's what pissed me off. I would never come on Instagram and act like, oh, I'm this goody two shoe. I'm a perfect guy. Hey, man, I got it all together. No. In fact, there's a saying that says, the wisdom of a man is measured by the road he travels. I've been through a lot. I myself, one time, I looked at my credit report, and my credit score was 250.
God. Oh, damn.
Hey, listen, when you get off to college and you see these credit cards and these people come on campus and like, oh, you're a student? Yeah, you can get this credit card. Man, I'm going to ball out. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So I got caught up in that. And it so happened where I was so embarrassed at one point where I made myself a promise. I vow whatever I can do and whatever I have to do, I'm going to put every single creditor and every single debt collector out of business by telling people the truth.
Okay. I love that.
You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell the truth. So I've not always been, trust me, when I can pull my credit and I can see my score like, okay, I'm 750, 783. All right, 800 is next. Whew. But I haven't always been there. So I'm saying this not to impress anybody, but to impress upon you that it doesn't matter where you are in what stage of your credit situation. It just takes 2 steps to act and to do it now. That's it. Make a move. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's good to get started now. That's all. And now is a good time.
Definitely.
A thing about it too is that even with that whole credit situation, like the whole process on how it's done is actually kind of messed up because, all right, let's say you owe T-Mobile $100, right? T-Mobile goes ahead and sells that $100 debt to the bill collector for, let's say, $75 in a sense, right? And they hold on to it, right? And they call you and call you and call you and call you. And when they can't get you to pay the $100 because they paid $75 for it, and they're like, all right, fine. They sell it to another person, but this time they sell it to that person for $50.
Yeah, even cheaper.
For $50. Now this person is trying to get the original debt from the 50, you know, and it just keeps going. And it's like, yo, you go through all of that. It makes you really wonder, like, how, like, what's my real debt in, like, real life? Because y'all done sold it around so many times. And not only did you sell it around so many times, even with them selling it, there's still profits being made. So it's like, well, damn, if you can sell it for a portion of what you telling me it really is and still make some money, and still make some money, then how much was it to begin with in the first place? Like, I owe y'all $100 if you could sell it for $75 and still to make money.
Exactly.
That don't mean it was $100.
Make that make
well, to be honest with you, Specky, you're on the note. You were smart. I always know you was a smart cat, man. But you on the note. The only thing I would tell you right now, they don't sell it for $75.
Well, I know, but I'm just
that's right. So $100 bill may be sold for $30.
Yeah, it's really that little. Yeah, legit.
Correct. So then
numbers to explain. Yeah,
right.
Like,
so they'll come after you.
They sell those debts for what you call pennies on the dollar.
Okay.
So like
exactly
$1, they sell a debt for $1 for maybe 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. But they sell maybe, remember, there's thousands of people in debt.
Facts.
So they sell to you alone 100,000 list of names or 100,000 for 2 cents. It add up for them, so they get back.
That is correct. Absolutely correct.
And now
100.
And not only that, but on the other end, the one that bought it is basically buying something cheap and trying to collect back that big amount. That's why when you get with them, oh yeah, we can work it out for you. All right, your bill, your thing is 10 grand. All right, send we, XYZ a month, whatever. Send us this a month till you pay it off. But oh hey, since you're gonna have to send us that little bit a month, we're gonna tack on this extra fee.
It's such a hustle. Such a hustle.
It is a hustle. It is a hustle. In fact, and I wouldn't even, it wouldn't be fair to me to come on here and talk about credit and not at least drop some jewels for people to, live by.
Definitely. Oh, you definitely dropped jewels for us. You did.
So I always tell folks that whenever we talked about being contacted by the credit bureaus. I mean, by the creditors. Don't talk to nobody, period. That's it, number one. Number two, when you have a debt, I'm going to go back to what Specky said. T-Mobile, you owe them $100. And with you owing T-Mobile $100, right? T-Mobile says, okay, cool. We sold that for $30. Now it is owned by ABC Credit Collector. ABC Credit Collector call them and they call you and they say, well, you owe $100 here. But we're willing to make a deal. Give us $80. And if you give us $80, we'll go ahead and write it off. So people, if you pay $80, they would have already collected if they sell it for 30, buy it for 30, and they got it for 80, they just made a $50 profit. That's number one. The other thing you need to understand is never agree to pay a credit or a debt collector unless they will agree to send you a letterhead in email or in writing that it will be removed, not updated, removed from your credit report. Because whenever you pay a bad debt, let me back up and say this, a debt legally should only stay on your credit for 70 years. After 7 years, the debt will normally get deleted. I say normally because sometimes you have some creditors out there or debt collectors who they know that they can't collect past a certain time frame. So now they resell the debt to a different collection agency.
All over again.
That starts over again.
So true.
So you let them go ahead and delete it. If they cannot agree to delete it, say, well, hey, have a good one.
Right.
Never pay a debt for it to be updated, because once it's updated, what you just told the credit bureaus, I just paid for an old debt. So now that's going to stay on your credit 70 years from the date you make that payment.
Okay, I done messed up then.
7 years from the date you make that payment.
God. Wow.
Yes. So now you're going to have to find someone that knows what they're doing and will tell you, okay, well, do this and do this and do this and do this. And it may be time consuming and it may not work. It's not a guarantee.
Right.
So now that's what I want people to understand. The next thing that is important, please, and I beg you, if you have a credit and a credit report and you see something that you want to dispute, please understand, don't you ever sign any document. You don't put your signature in any document that you're disputing with the credit bureaus or with a creditor. You never put your signature on it. Your signature is what you will be succumbed to. They will use that and you will get sued and you will have a bad day in court.
Oh, wow.
Because they're going to say
Because
not on the paper match.
Not only that, but whenever a creditor or a credit debt collector buys a debt, they buy the debt and not the contract. So the original contract 9 out of 10 times is not available. And the original contract is what you have a right to see. I did business with T-Mobile. So why ABC or why are you contacting me? Well, we bought this debt from T-Mobile. Well, can you please show me a contract with my signature saying that I am obligated to pay this debt? Because I don't know where you're coming from. They're going to tell you, well, I'm going to send you a bill. A bill does not constitute a signature. It doesn't. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. So you always want to take the time to make sure you don't sign any document when you're sending it to the creditors or the credit bureaus. All right?
Wow. Thank you for those, Jewel. Those are diamonds, rubies, and sapphires.
She said diamond, ruby, and sapphire. So
thank you so much for that. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Nels Get Live says, say it again. Well, Nels
Get Live.
We are actually about to run out of time soon, so he won't have time to repeat all of that, but you can always go back and press play and listen to the full conversation.
Nah, but yeah, that's what's important. I really do hope people kind of take the credit world more serious. And again, like I said, I'm open to help anyone out. I just don't give my number out there because I don't want to be harassed.
Right.
But if you have yeah, but if you have people that have questions and stuff like that, I'm willing to help anyone out because, like I said, this is my passion.
Well,
I have a vendor.
Tell them how they can follow you. Hit you up without calling you and blowing up your phone.
Yeah.
So they can get some of that good old community love and support.
Community love, right? So I'm Loyalty34. So you can either follow me on Instagram, you can send me a message or whatever the case may be. I may not reply right away, but I'm normally good at responding in a timely and efficient manner.
Yes, he will be more than happy to give you some advice, tips, and tricks on how you yourself can get your credit together. So you can walk up in that Mercedes-Benz dealership and sign and drive and wave goodbye.
I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that. No, I don't agree with that. And that's for a different day because I know you're running out of time. But buying a car, depreciates value. Buying a home appreciates value. The
Okay.
problem that most people don't understand is when you buy a car, if you tell me what you pay for your car in payments, I can tell you how much money you finance. Because there's a method in how the car or finance company used to determine your payment.
Mm.
So basically it's $20 per thousand.
Per thousand.
Mm.
And that does not include interest.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So now, yes.
Oh.
So now the better way, and when you go and buy your car, they run your credit. They do what's called a shopping with your credit.
Mhm.
So they put it out there for each bank to look at it and to see what bank is going to bite.
Which one will bite? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the banks.
And then when you do that, basically each bank that takes a look, unfortunately, I can assure you, you're going to have an inquiry on your report from that particular bank, each bank.
Which also
And when you run it,
down.
correct, every inquiry stays on your credit report for 2 years from the day you ran your credit.
Mm.
Yes. So that also, I mean, I always encourage people to be homeowners.
Okay.
Just be careful how you go about getting home ownership.
Just be a homeowner and just ride your bicycle to work.
Or at least just be a homeowner first. Maybe you're going the route of a home would be your safe. Like, I don't want to say your safest bet, but the safer bet out of the two.
I would agree
Or
with
more
that.
beneficial.
Yeah.
More
beneficial.
beneficial
Yeah.
bet out of the two. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Definitely.
Mr. Preacher Teacher, J Loyalty, thank you so much for coming on and making it make
Of
sense.
course.
We made it make sense. We made it make all sense from A to Z.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you
Definitely.
so much. Again,
Thank you.
appreciate you always tuning in, being so loyal, and
Absolutely.
loyalty. That's in your name.
That's right. See?
Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Really appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you.
I always love your feedback. Your feedback is always very, it's very deep. So, and I think that's
Right.
what the world also needs more of, some deepness, some deep
Yep.
voices. Not just talking about, a deep voice here, but, poetically,
Right.
metaphorically deep voice. You laughing at me? So I want to thank you so much. We will see you next week because I'm sure you'll tune in to see what we got going on next week.
Absolutely. Always. I love the work you do. Like I said, if you want to ever sit down and we can have a Zoom platform, let me know. I can set it up for you.
Okay,
yes,
Trust me, we're working
yes,
on some big things.
yes.
We're working
Yeah.
on some big things.
So-
Bit by bit. Yes,
Definitely.
for
Yeah.
sure.
No problem. Well, I'm here. You got my support any day.
Thank you. Well, you have a good night.
Thank you. Appreciate you too, sweetheart. Yo, Specky,
Big up.
big up yourself. All right. Yeah, man. Cool. All right.
All right, bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Ooh, that was so good and so deep. I love that conversation. Oh my God. Wow. I just went to school. I went to school and didn't have to pay tuition. It's free.
There you go.
We want to say,
We're just gonna say,
we love you, Aileen. Here, let's move it this way. We love you, Aileen. Let's move it back. We love you, Aileen. This goes out to one of our other extremely loyal viewers, Aileen. She always tuning in. Listen, she's always telling it like it is. Straight fire, piping hot from the tea kettle. Okay, I'm not even going to say kettle. I'm going to say tea kettle. She's always keeping it real, and we love her so much. We send you all the best energy, vibes, and healing.
we love you, Aileen.
All right, so before we get out of here, Specky, what's the song of the week?
Song of the week. What's the song of the week?
What is the song of the week?
Song of the week.
I'm gonna pick this one.
Okay.
Song of the week is Cleo Soul, Sweetest Blue. Cleo Soul is her name, Sweetest Blue.
All right.
Cleo Soul actually stands for Clear Yo Soul. Okay? The song is hot, it's very neo soul, but it's deep. It just makes you think, it makes you feel, it makes you just wanna melt listening to that song.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna have to tune in
I remember
Cleo
my
Soul.
song. I'm gonna check
Cleo
that out.
Soul.
Cleo Soul.
She is
you know,
so
you know
good.
you know what I've been jamming to.
Yes, yeah. Cleo Soul Sweet. Do you know about that song, Nels?
Yeah, that was on point.
I know he is. What were you saying? I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna check it. We're gonna check it out.
Yes.
I got a little song that I secretly really like on the low.
Okay.
People probably gonna laugh at me because I like it.
Okay.
And it's Trinidad James song.
Okay.
Woo.
What is it called?
Woo.
Woo?
Woo.
Is it old?
Woo! That's what it's called.
Okay.
It's the James Brown song. I don't know. You just gotta look for it.
All right. I'm
It's
gonna have to
fire,
give
though.
that. I'm gonna have to give that
It's
one.
it's a song that'll make you feel yourself and
Okay.
make you, put you in a vibe like, yeah, I'm here. I'm about to step out. I'm about to make some things happen. It's one of
Okay.
those songs.
All right. Woo. I'm gonna have to give that a listen. Nels Get Live said hot fire. Okay, so yeah, you know about that Cleo Soul. Oh my God, that girl is amazing.
I'm still on Benny. I don't care. I'm still on my Benny right now.
Listen, I'm gonna need you to.
I'll catch up with her. I'm still.
I'm
on my
gonna
Benny.
need you to catch
When
up.
I need a break from Benny, I'll slow
Get into
down.
that Cleo
Yeah,
Soul.
When I need a break from, but right now Benny got me. Right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Nels Get Live says, love the show, y'all. Thank you. Yes, we're having a blast. All right, we getting ready to get up out of here. Kids got to go to online school in the morning. I got to get up early, brush my teeth, and be a teacher in my bathrobe. And I got to get my beauty rest.
Yeah, I gotta go to school.
All right. Y'all have a great night. We will see you right here
But make it make
Tuesday
sense
night,
next week
10
Tuesday,
p.m. Eastern Standard
10
Time.
o'clock next week.
Look.
Book.
Shaba.
My
India.
secret, yeah.
Whoa.
I saw you rolling the pineapple earlier.